said it before, I'll say it again. The Fallout Bible, while it gives us lots of insights into the world of Fallout, is really, really weird. At its core, the Fallout Bible is a design document and vulnerable to lore changes. Still, since the purchase of Fallout, Bethesda has used the Fallout Bible while creating their stories. It was even stated so by Bethesda director, mountain climbing enthusiast, and world champion fisherman Todd Howard. So, here are 5 bits of Fallout Bible lore that were canonized. Starting off pretty strong, but in Fallout Bible 8, Chris Avalon asked a question about the United States flag that's used in Fallout, more specifically, why it has 13 stars. The Fallout Bible states the following. Leon, Leonard Boyowski, said he used the flag because it looked cool and he didn't want to use the standard American flag with 50 stars. Eventually, he planned to make something up about 13 superstates, or something, but he never did. These 13 superstates became the 13th Commonwealths that existed in pre-war America. We see this very point blank told to the player by the Massachusetts State House, and when reading the plaque, it says that the state government used the building continuously until the formation of the 13th Commonwealth in 1969. That said, in 2004, Josh Sawyer had left Interplay, developed a Fallout pen and paper game, and actually created his own 13 Commonwealths. Later, he became the project director and lead designer for New Vegas and utilized some of these ideas. We can see license plates with the names of some of his Commonwealths on them, Southwest and Great Midwest. Bethesda also seems to have ran with a naming pattern, given the Southwest is mentioned a few times in Fallout 4.
Maybe I'll finally travel to the Southwest. My father was always convinced that there was another alien city buried somewhere in the Mojave Desert.
Whether Josh gave this to Bethesda, they took the idea from his pen and paper, or it's entirely coincidental is unknown. In fact, we don't even know if all of the pen and paper Commonwealths really exist in Fallout. We only know of the 2. Still, I think it can act as a pretty good frame of reference. There's at least something going on. Okay, I'm kinda cheating because this is something I mentioned on this channel before, in Did Bethesda Ruin the Ghouls? But once upon a time, there were 2 camps about what makes a ghoul a ghoul. Camp Tim Kaine, who said it was radiation only, and Camp Chris Taylor, who said it was FEV and radiation. In Fallout Bible 5, Chris Avalon agreed with Chris Taylor, but by the time Bible 8 rolled around, he changed his mind to join Tim Kaine. And of course, we all know that under Bethesda canon, starting with 3, it's officially 100% radiation.
A bunch of us got stuck out here in the world and got a full-on blast of heat and radiation. Turned us into a pack of walking corpses.
It makes the ghouls more plentiful, probably their choice as to why. What makes this all strange, however, is the Fallout Bible was released throughout 2002, but as early as 1998, the official Fallout 2 strategy guide states that the ghouls were created from radiation. Ghouls were once humans, but they were caught outside of a protective vault when the bombs dropped. The same radiation that turned their flesh into parched leather has given them an incredibly long lifespan. Fallout Bible 0, which is an updated version of 1-3, gives some pretty detailed accounts of the Battle of Anchorage, which Bethesda has seemed to really gravitate to. The Fallout Bible states the following. In the winter of 2066, China has invaded Alaska. The Anchorage front line becomes a true battleground. In 2067, the first suit of power armor is deployed in Alaska, while lacking the full mobility of future versions. This power armor is incredibly effective against the Chinese tanks and infantry. Its ability to carry heavy ordnance become key in various localized conflicts, and it has the power to destroy entire towns without endangering the wearer. China rushes to create its own versions, but they are many years behind the United States. And this would be the T-45 we see in Fallout 3. June of 2076. Power armor prototype completed, resulting in the power armor players find in Fallout 1. This is the pinnacle of power armor technology before the Great War. Many of these units are sent to China and they begin to carve a swath through the Chinese forces. The Chinese resources are strained to the breaking point and supply lines from the nations China has annexed begin to break down. Operation Anchorage features the moment where the T-51s arrive and turns the tide of the battle. In Did Bethesda Ruin the Brotherhood of Steel, I talked about how, in Fallout 3, the Brotherhood has shown signs of xenophobia by shooting at the ghouls of the underworld. I also talked about how, in Fallout 2, Jacob, a Brotherhood paladin, took an oath to kill mutants, both of which, in fairness, could just be personal bigotry rather than Brotherhood bigotry. However, it turns out in the Fallout Bible, the concept of the entire organization disliking mutants and ghouls existed as a once upon a time official source material. For mutants, in Fallout Bible 8, it states that their position on the map makes them constantly face mutants. And while that's obviously the West Coast, the East Coast chapter is definitely crawling with super mutants, due to the Vault 87 mutants. In addition, due to their military psychology, they need an enemy to focus on. As for the ghouls, while they're not on the same level of hostility as the super mutants, the Brotherhood has zero respect for them. They see them as filthy scavengers. On the East Coast, while I'm not sure if they view them as scavengers anymore, they definitely see themselves as above ghouls. They'll even refer to Hancock as an it.
Hey.
If your ghoul even looks like it's going feral, I'm putting it down.
Regardless, Fallout 3, and more importantly Fallout 4, has definitely canonized the humanity first aspect of the Brotherhood of Steel. A pretty simple one. Maxis is the son of the consistently regarded Roger Maxson, and the father of John Maxson from Fallout 1. Fallout Bible 0 states that in 2135, Elder Roger Maxson died from cancer, and his son, an accomplished soldier, became Elder. And Maxson II died in 2155 while fighting the Vipers, when a poisoned arrow hit him with his helmet off. In Fallout 3, the Citadel Terminals, which talks quite heavily about the Maxson family, recount these events to the very year, canonizing them. Oh, and here's a bonus one. Perhaps this is the single most important bit of lore organization. In Fallout Bible 8, a reader asked why there are no cockroaches in the game. The response was, "We didn't do cockroaches. I don't know why. Probably time." Well,
Criminy, more roaches! Get it off!
nice.